What you are about to hear could change your life forever. Not as motivation, not as entertainment, but as recognition. If you receive this teaching fully, without rushing it, and let the meaning complete itself inside you, a single truth may rearrange the way you interpret your pain, your waiting, and your purpose. Listen as a witness, not as a collector. Because collectors take fragments, witnesses receive completion. Mystic Wisdom Explained is a long-form Sufi knowledge series by MysticMind, interpreting Rumi's Masnavi and the wider tradition of Tasawwuf. Each episode reveals one core concept through metaphor and inner philosophy. Faithful to essence, clear in meaning, this series is not for memorizing wisdom, but for understanding how wisdom transforms the one who listens to its completion. Today's concept is patience. Not patience as passive endurance, but patience as alchemy. Alchemy does not decorate the metal. It changes what the metal is. And sabr, in the Sufi path, is not the art of waiting while suffering quietly. It is the craft of remaining in intention while time refines you. The ego measures time as delay. The soul experiences time as ripening. The ego demands proof first. The soul becomes the proof. If you rush this teaching, you will only understand the words. If you let it unfold, you may understand yourself. Esteemed listener, seeker of inner truth, guest of meaning and witness to the unseen, today we open a new door, untouched by earlier teachings, a path that bends inward, not outward, and demands completion, not applause. Most wisdom in the world is presented as inspiration, but Sufi wisdom arrives as transformation. Transformation does not ask for permission, it settles as realization when received completely. If you listen only halfway, you will inherit only sound, not meaning. If you listen completely, you may leave rewritten not by noise, but by truth that does not negotiate. The Masnavi teaches not by giving answers, but by planting questions that bloom later into certainty. Certainty is not speed, certainty is depth. So now, we begin where longing meets discipline, where patience meets love, where ego meets its own exposure, and where unity meets its proof in separation. Most people assume their story begins at birth. In Sufism, your story begins long before your name. You were a soul commissioned into a body, not a body upgraded into a soul. The body is the container, the soul is the covenant. Longing is the ink of that covenant. If longing did not have a homeland, longing would not ache for one. If separation did not recognize union at its origin, separation would feel ordinary. You are not longing for something new, you are longing for something remembered. Remembering is not nostalgia, remembering is recognition without coordinates. A man once asked Rumi, "Why does the soul hurt when it desires?" Rumi answered, "Because desire is the soul rehearsing separation." Another man asked, "Then why does separation feel painful?" Rumi replied, "Because pain is the soul detecting a distance from what it once touched without shape." A third man insisted, "But is longing not weakness?" Rumi said, "Weakness is not longing. Weakness is the inability to witness longing without collapsing into ego's narration." So understand this carefully. Longing is not weakness. Impatience is weakness. Fragmented reception is weakness. Losing intention under delay is weakness. But longing itself is the royal document of origin. You read the Masnavi, and it reads you back with metaphors, because metaphors bypass ego's defense. The Masnavi's mission is not to decorate your mind, but to disarm it long enough for meaning to enter without resistance. Rumi says, if you want gold, build the furnace. If you want union, understand separation. If you want love, train patience. If you want truth, polish the heart. If you want a rival, audit the ego. The furnace of patience is not a metaphor of suffering. It is a metaphor of refinement. The impatient man touches the vessel while it is heated and calls it burning. The Sufi protects the vessel so only the impurities burn. The impatient man mistakes heat for destruction. The Sufi knows heat is instruction. There was once a calligrapher commissioned to write the Sultan's biography. The calligrapher dipped the pen into ink but asked the Sultan for a sample of the ending. The Sultan smiled and said, "You may write my biography only if you let it finish itself before you judge the script." This is how the Sufi writes, not by sampling endings, but by allowing the line to complete its shape before assessing its worth. Rumi teaches patience as a craft. Patience of the tongue, refusing impulsive reaction. Patience of expectation, refusing validation, addiction. Patience of identity, refusing narrative collapse under uncertainty. Patience of pain, refusing theatrics of suffering. Patience of plan, refusing despair when delayed. Patience of moment, recognizing instruction hidden in timing. Time does not collapse the heart that respects it. It collapses the ego that tries to possess outcomes before meanings mature. Consider a potter shaping clay. The ego is the clay, shouting to be shaped faster. The soul is the clay, allowing shape without cracking under haste. Cracks are born from rushing. Worthiness is born from surviving the shaping without resentment. A Sufi does not memorize patience. A Sufi trains patience until waiting is no longer a story of suffering, but a protocol of becoming. There was once a merchant who carried silk from Damascus to Konya. He reached Konya in record time, but the silk lost its weave. Another merchant reached Konya later, but the silk survived. Rumi says, the worth of the silk is not the speed of arrival, but the integrity of the weave that survives the road. And so, noble listener, the worth of a soul is not the speed of comprehension, but the integrity of reception that survives the inner furnace without narrative collapse. The ego is not a villain. The ego is an advisor. An unlicensed minister governing a kingdom it was never crowned to rule. Your task is not to destroy the ego. Your task is to audit, it. Because an advisor exposed cannot corrupt direction. An advisor obeyed blindly corrupts the sultanate of intention. Rumi teaches that the heart is a mirror, not a shelf. A mirror is not respected for rejecting dust, but for accepting the discipline of polishing. Polishing is not denial. Polishing is not suppression. Polishing is not display. Polishing is inner work without theatrics ***. The ego collects trophies. The heart collects dust. The soul collects nothing. The soul becomes ***. Consider the parable of the falcon and the king. A king trained a falcon to return at command. But the falcon once refused, circling the desert for days. The court said, "It disobeys." The king said, "It was not refusing obedience. It was refusing to return, asterisk, asterisk, without seeing the source first, asterisk, asterisk. The ego interprets patience as endurance without motion. The soul interprets patience as motion without cracking the vessel. A king's command changes the kingdom outside. A Sufi's reception changes the kingdom, asterisk, asterisk, inside, asterisk, asterisk. The outer kingdom is geography. The inner kingdom is asterisk, asterisk, identity, asterisk, asterisk. Identity forged without haste survives exile without collapsing narrative into suffering. Rumi tells a story. A man climbed a mountain and asked the echo, "Who am I?" The echo answered, "You are loud." Another man sat near the ocean and asked the ocean, "Who am I?" The ocean answered nothing, but asterisk, asterisk, authored a moment of recognition in him, asterisk, asterisk. Recognition is louder than echo, deeper than sound, quieter than theatrics, and worthier than applause. Do not mistake silence for emptiness. Mistake emptiness for vessel. Mistake vessel for student, and student for soul. A Sufi teaching is not measured in minutes you listen, but asterisk, asterisk, depth of witness per moment, asterisk, asterisk. A merchant asked Rumi, "Why do hearts break when they desire results quickly?" Rumi answered, "Because hearts are vessels. Vessels crack when grasping becomes the intention." You are not a drop trying to reach the ocean. You are an ocean learning to asterisk, asterisk, stop believing you are small, asterisk, asterisk. Patience is not the opposite of love. Patience is love's asterisk, asterisk, protection protocol, asterisk, asterisk. A man once said, "I waited, but nothing changed." A Sufi replied, "You waited, but you did not asterisk, asterisk, undergo the shaping asterisk, asterisk. Because undergoing is the craft." Rumi speaks of asterisk, asterisk inner politics, asterisk, asterisk. Ego as minister, soul as sultan, heart as mirror, life as furnace, longing as passport, hardship as curriculum, love as gravity, patience as protocol, truth as arrival, and transformation as inevitability. If you treat patience as cage, you panic. If you treat patience as protocol, you deepen. If you treat love as emotion, you negotiate. If you treat love as gravity, you follow. If you treat hardship as tribunal, you resent. If you treat hardship as curriculum, you soften. If you treat silence as void, you fear. If you treat silence as accuracy, you ripen. If you treat unity as sameness, you reduce. If you treat unity as essence, you expand inwardly. A Sufi does not memorize wisdom. A Sufi wisdom until memorization becomes irrelevant. There was once a bureaucrat of the visible court. He wrote reports quickly, judged outcomes swiftly, spoke loudly, rushed conclusions, collected validations, prosecuted time, feared uncertainty, suppressed longing, cursed hardship, mistook patience for passivity, and sought trophies of identity. And there was once a dervish of the inward court. He wrote nothing, but changed everything. Because change is the thesis, not narration of change, not speed of change, but inner integrity of reception that survives the furnace without resentment. A listener once said, I desire peace, but I cannot control my anger. The Masnavi replies, anger is dust, control is illusion, patience is craft, essence is deeper, tongue is first gate, heart is mirror, ego is advisor, truth is not managed, truth is realized. Another listener said, I desire love, but I fear attachment. The Masnavi answers, love is gravity, attachment is possession, possession corrupts, gravity transforms, patience protects, ego negotiates, soul arrives, mirror polishes, ocean dissolves you into worthiness. A third listener asked, then what is the craft that protects love from becoming noise? The Masnavi answers, patience. Not a prison of waiting, not a museum of endurance, laboratory of refinement. And so, noble listener, honored witness to the inward courts of meaning, if your heart is boiling today, it may not be burning you. It may be seasoning you. Do not curse the fire before the meaning completes itself, because the path ends not in delay, but in direction preserved through craft. Rumi teaches that patience is not waiting for the world to change. Patience is becoming the self that meets the world already, rewritten by awareness. If you receive this fully, without haste, your inner clock may never prosecute time the same way again. If you witness this to the end, longing may stop feeling like hunger and start feeling like passport. If you audit ego instead of obeying ego, advice may stop corrupting direction. If you polish the heart instead of suppressing the dust, light may reveal itself without negotiation. If you undergo the shaping instead of narrating the shaping, transformation becomes inevitable. And so, noble listener, honored witness, collectors take fragments, witnesses receive completion, souls undergo refinement, hearts polish inwardly, egos advise outcomes, sultans bow to essence, furnaces burn impurities, drops hold oceanic agreements, oceans settle meaning into drops, paths differ, essence does not. If this resonates, it is not resonance of inspiration, it is resonance of recognized. Follow the gravity, not the echo. Respect the vessel, not the applause. Walk the inner ladder, not the outward archive, because the archive of trophies feeds ego, not soul. But the archive of asked meaning completed feeds transformation itself. You are not listening to words. You are listening to the science behind words, a science that unfolds inwardly, not loudly. A science that seasons you, not annexes you. A science that recalibrates the one who receives it to completion. And so, noble listener, the path continues, not by repetition, but by deeper thresholds of meaning you dare to undergo. Without resentment, may this teaching find completion not in your ears, but in your reception. May this wisdom settle in you not as words, but as a permanent turning of the inward gaze. Patience is not the length of the road, but the integrity that survives it. Until next, keep polishing the heart and let the meaning complete itself. See you in the next episode.